We'll go through water supply, sewage coverage, irrigation, basin potential, environmental issues, and engineering solutions. First, I would like to go shortly explain our current project. We are founded by TAP also. We had this project titled Developing Sustainable Water Management Practices to Conserve Environmental Flow in Ohrid Lake region. As I'm quite familiar with this basin because originally I came from this village, from Yin. And I know from my childhood that there are at least 16 or 17 springs that flows directly to the basin, and these springs used to be the real meaning of the life over here. So people used it to irrigate their farms, used it to drink water, and it was the center of the attention for many years. Briefly going to our project goals and objectives, we will try to develop a project that will help climate change adaptations, efficient irrigation, drainage techniques, biodiversity conservation, and prevention of water pollution in this basin. Our main goal is to produce a pilot project for drip irrigation that will be automatically controlled from a SCADA system. A SCADA system, as I wrote in the end of this slide, is supervisory control and data acquisition, which means that we deploy, let's say, a wireless device that controls all the water that will be used for each type of plants that are planted in farms. So if we have like a short idea, corn needs a certain amount of water, and fruit trees needs another amount of water. They have different water demands. So what is actually happening in these agricultural farms is that all the spring water is being used equally and without any control to irrigate these lands. What we are proposing by our project is to concentrate this sweet water usage by calculating the water demand for each culture and giving the proper amount of water to each culture. So main aim of this initiative, as I said, is to create and implement a model of sustainable irrigation water management for the whole area, starting from Tushanish, which is the other border with Macedonia, up to Lim area. And initially, as I said, the design area will extend on a private farmland, which will be a concentrated model, not a large one. So we can see and test if it is good and if it has like benefits for that farm that it will be implemented, and further on to extend with other private initiatives. SCADA system, as I said, it will be pushed on to be integrated. Reduction of nutrient pollution of water sources resulting from agricultural activities through biological water treatment. And another aspect is that we want to implement CNN radio sensors. CNN radio sensors is data that farms are quite sensitive to. It's carbon and nitrogen dissolved radio in the land. If it is in the amount of 20 carbons per 1 nitrogen, the land is quite productive. If it is not, farmlands are using chemical fertilizers to reach this radio. So by using these sensors, we'll have let's say a live idea of this CNN radio at the moment, and will not like use frequently these chemical solvents to reach this radio, but add biological solvents to reach CNN radio. Also, we would like that all the water that is already being used in these farmlands to be treated before it is discharged straight into the lake. What we mean is that we create a small wetland, biological wetland, that all this water gets into this wetland and dissolves all its pollution and then discharged to the lake. So we can have no harms to living species within the lake. Going also with brief project goals and objectives. Within our project, we are attempting to develop GIS and CAT visualization of progress natural flows, also point environmental issues, agricultural lands, and other components. All these maps will be attached to the final report and explained with details into our feasibility study that will be produced as a product of this project. We're also producing a toolkit with best practices for irrigation methods, which will be available and donated to farmers, to common boards, and also to the municipality. We're planning to have a dialogue round table with our Macedonian partners. We are having a partnership with Grašanica and Gauss, Grašanica in Ohrid and Gauss in Bitola. So that thought it well that into the frames of this project that I'm explaining so far, to have the full coverage of the situation in the whole basin, from the Albanian part and from the Macedonian part. Study irrigation pilot project, pre-feasibility study. It will be let's say a screenshot of the actual situation, pointing environmental issues and offering engineering solutions. Also, we'll have workshops in Progrades, Ohrid, Bitola, and Tirana. Publications of our feasibility study report, cartography, and toolkit. So this is our, let's say, our goals to reach by the end of September and the end of this project. So briefly, I will go through the screenshot of our detailed research and study that we made so far. What we find disturbing before I go to the water supply is that we are having a reform, a territorial reform here in Albania. So each collaboration we established so far by June is expected to be broken, because communes are going to be merged, municipalities are going to be changed, new elections and new people are going to come, so we have to go through this procedure one more time to establish new collaboration. But we have the best practice and we have the methods that we think are successful, since we made it to take commune attention and municipal attention from now on. As for water supply is, as I think, the main problem of this area, including sewer too, because various financing boards, such as KfW, World Bank, or Albanian Development Foundation, or Albanian budget, is financing not the whole project, but a part of it. So at the moment we have a total cover with water supply of the municipality of Progrades, or of the center of Progrades, up to Tushemish area. So they are using Tushemish springs to cover this area, and from Memdish up to Lin, people are not served with water supply, and they have found traditional ways. They have private wells, or they are using these spring waters, and in some cases we found that they are using also the lake water as drinkable water, just treating it with chlorine. Yeah, as drinkable water resource. There were, let's say, 20 houses which are now demolished, that were built along the shore, and they had no access, and they had no possibility to drill a well. So what they did, they invented this water reservoir, and they pumped the lake water and added chlorine to disinfect it, and then they drink it. So as I said, these different financing resources, also they have different standards of implementing a project. So if now we have a well implemented project in Progrades municipality. I think it is financed by KfW and implemented by an Austrian company. We'll have an Albanian budget financing project for Lin and for Tushen and Memlish area. So there will be like two standards and two methods of water supplies. This will mean that the water supply utility will possess two different systems, and for its expert it will be impossible to use the whole system with efficiency. Also Tushen springs, it is good to mention that it generates more than enough water to supply all the area. So right now we'll have two springs, one for Progrades and Tushen and one from Memlish and Lin coverage. Also another fact is that Ohrid is one of three main locations in Albania regarding to sweet water access, and still half of this area is not accessing a proper water supply. Lin Memlish, as I said, is using water reservoirs and natyrore built it during 1965. As for sewage coverage, the same problem happens. Same as water supply, the sewage is built for Progrades and Tushen, and it's not covering the other part from Memlish to Lin. The implemented project for Tushen and Progrades built also a wastewater treatment plant, which is quite good, and I'm totally pro it. But the location where it is built is quite awful. They found a focal point. The Rodion spring. It's built near Rodion spring, and it uses two processes: microbiological pollution removal through oxygen injection on residual ponds, and chemical pollution removal through chemical solvent injections. During our site visit, we saw that only the first process was active, and the second one was not active due to lack of investment to buy the chemical solvent. But it's quite okay because we don't need chemical solvent to treat our water. We have better practices like biological and environmental practices to treat our waters. What is bad for this water treatment facility is that it uses the track of the spring to discharge the treated water into the lake. So it's actually not only polluting the lake directly, but it's polluting also the spring. This spring was one of the biggest touristic area for many years now. Even the great dictator Enver Hoxha has had his own private spot over there, and it was opened after democracy came. So now if you can go from time to time, you will see that the water is not as clear as it used to be, but it's more polluted. And there are no, let's say, various type of fishes that I used to see when I was little, but there is only some birds trying to catch some bread from the restaurants nearby. Also, as I said, the Rodion flow is used to discharge as a discharge track into the lake. And as for the Conserve part, which is quite big, you can see in the map below, from Progrades up to Lin, they are discharging directly to Ohrid lake, or they are using septic tanks affecting the underground waters. So we'll pass to irrigation. We have conducted a detailed survey of all croplands near Ohrid shore from Tushen up to Lin, which are quite a lot. Results will be shown in our feasibility study and maps, but we would love to share that the fact that 89% of farmers are using spring water source for irrigation, and we noticed that there are two experts from Portugal visiting these farmers and offering their expertise on irrigation methods and water needs depending on the culture. As we mentioned, our final goal is to develop this and implement a SCADA pilot project on irrigation that can cover all shore land with water demands and be controlled in real time with a portable device, so the expert will have full access of the data, will process data dynamically and coordinate the water usage directly among these devices. So if you think that during winter time, where rainy days are more often and the usage of water spring is not that demanded, we can diminish the amount of water usage just by clicking a button on our device. This project, as I said, will be our main product, and we hope to fundraise its implementation through CEP or Albanian Development Fund, since they are quite experienced on this field. Basin potential, I don't know if I can go more into details about basin potential, because of you are quite common of Ohrid and Prespa and Dream basin potential. I would like to mention that Lim village was established around 5th century. This date was given due to the carbon test made for dating the mosaic on the top of this hill. Also, chemical analyses were conducted to explain the land productivity around Lim area, and the result is that residual water of Ohrid Lake and Springs water have the perfect amount of nitrogen for agricultural usage. Also, we can mention biodiversity as a potential of Ohrid basin. I would like to underline the fact that underwater treasure is more likely to be the most potential of this basin. Also, fishery. I heard when I was little, also from my grandfather, there are at least 70 coral nests in these waters, and they keep the location quite secret because fishermen, when they are in hard days, they go exactly to these locations and use them to catch the coral. Also, agriculture is used to be as one of the main income activity. Sweet springs, as I said, we counted 63 of them. In our maps that will be produced, we will also appoint some hydrological data. So there will be measurements in springtime and in let's say in summertime and in winter time, to see the amount of liters produced per hour. Also, Ohrid affects hydrological and underground waters of all West Balkans. Environmental issues and engineering solutions. As for environmental issues, I'll try to mention some of them that I think that are quite crucial at the moment and quite urgent to take under consideration. There are a lot of them, but uncovered areas with sewer collectors and wastewater treatment plants, unplanned urbanization of Ohrid shorelands, uncontrolled fishery and birds hunting, mineral loads of sulfur is being discharged from Burikuj ex-mining area, which is right next to the entrance of Krogadets. If you see, there is an old building, and there are quite minerals residing next to the shore. Natural flows and spring are being used for various needs. Artificial growth of coral. We have 2 plants here and 2 other in Tushanish. Householders needs, private businesses needs, also sewer truck to discharge the load directly into Ohrid. Also, another problem for this area is the septic tanks leaks and agricultural chemical fertilizers. As I can mention, for environmental interventions that are urgent, we can say that we need to cover all the area with sewer network, efficient spring water usage, and changing the location of actual wastewater treatment plant, and taking measure for the abandoned Burikuj mining center. So basically, this is it. Our project is ongoing and will end by the September of this month. So, as we conducted our research so far, this is as much as we can share with you.